What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my new office. Yeah, I guess it's gonna be my office. So my room is right next door, and my sister was staying in here, but they cleaned out and fixed up the other side, so she moved over there. So now I have access to my office, which is amazing. Look at that brick with that trim around it. It looks so good. And the lighting in here is great. I love it. It's a little echoey right now because it's kind of empty, but it will be much better once I start to get things in here, other than this old cheap table that I'm using as a desk until my new one comes in. But anyway, I have already made a video about this before, but I went back and rewatched it and felt like there was a few more things that I wanted to say and maybe change how I worded some of the things. But as you can tell by the title, today we're talking about coming out. I came out for the first time officially when I was 15 or so to a close friend, and it was really casual and really easy. I ended up coming out through social media to my parents and never actually ended up having to directly tell anyone. So there at the beginning, it was very straightforward. Then they confronted me and asked me about it. And so then, yes, I had to accept it and come out in a term. And then it feels like you are continually coming out for the rest of your life. Just when you meet new people at work, or when you hang out with new friends that may not know you. And that's beautiful. I think there's something really exciting about that. So today we're just gonna kind of talk about some tips and just some things about coming out that I feel like are important, and just kind of my take on the whole process of coming out. First off, I just wanna say, if you are considering coming out, or have recently come out, or are a friend or family member of someone, loved one of someone that's come out or is struggling with coming out, I'm so proud of you. Just, being here and doing research, like, you're a badass. Being gay is one of the best things that ever happened to me, so I'm proud of you. Coming out is a lifelong process, and I've said this before, you will never stop doing it. Coming out that first time though, it's really important. It feels so good to just say it out loud and confess that to someone. It's something that you have been thinking about or considering, and that first one is just so important. Another point that I wanted to mention is that you don't have to come out. You don't have to do anything. You can just live your life authentically and be who you are and love who you want, and not necessarily tell anyone. And when they find out, and things just can kind of roll that way. My little brother is actually gay as well, and he never really told any of us. We asked, are you dating any women? And he said no. Are you dating any men? He was like, yes, essentially. And so that it was like, okay, well, we had no idea. And he was like, I just don't really feel like I had the need to tell anyone. I felt confident and comfortable doing what I was doing, so I just did it. Which is awesome in its own way. So if you want to tell people and you want help with things, do that. Talk to people, tell someone. It does feel good for some people, but if that's not what you want, that's not what you need, that's also totally valid and totally okay. Like I said, I came out on social media. I posted it on MySpace for like 10 minutes that I was bi. Yeah. And then was like, let me think about this some more. So I took it down, and then my stepmom happened to see it during that amount of time. So whenever I came downstairs later that day, she was like, hey, I happen to see that you post on your MySpace that you also like men. Is that true? And I was like, you know what? This is a great time. Yeah, it is true. You can go ahead and tell anyone you want. Tell my dad, tell my mom if you want. I'm comfortable with it. She was like, cool, we support you, we love you. And I was like, this is an amazing response. This is great. So she told people for me. Then I obviously ended up having talks with my mom and my dad, and it was, the awkward parents telling you, we love you, and whatever. It was adorable, but I just kind of had to confirm. So, there are different ways for you to come out. I know people that have come out by letter or by text message or by email or whatever you want to do and however you want to spin it. It's your own way, it's your life. You got to do what feels the best to you. Maybe you're the type of person that doesn't like to have these sit down conversations and you just want to text it, and that's totally okay too, okay? And because of that, tip number one, you really have to take your time. There really is no reason to rush. I would say you definitely want to spend some time with your feelings, just to process everything, once that thought comes into your mind that this is how I feel and this is what I like, explore that. I would say another reason to take your time is really to make sure that you're safe, right? If you live in a household where your parents or siblings or someone have adamantly said, I do not like gay people, I do not like lesbians, I do not support this, it is wrong. If I ever had a kid or a family member, a friend that did this, I would never talk to them again, or I would hurt them, okay? These are not the people that you need to tell while you are living there or dependent on these people, right? And I know that's hard to hear, that these are not people that are ready to know about something that's so important in your life, but it's safer for you not to tell them in that circumstance. And as they say, it will get better when you get to a place that you're not there. And it just may take time, and you may have to be patient. I would say be very, very careful. Don't tell those people, but you definitely want to talk to someone, right? You don't have to keep this bottled up secret. You can talk to other people about this, and then you can also figure out ways to express yourself and be who you are and love who you are, just very carefully, especially if you're a minor, okay? Just be very, very careful. Number 2, friends. So you kind of have to start by feeling out your friend group that you currently have, right? If you have really close friends, you could gauge how they feel about that kind of thing, you know? It's a way for you to kind of come out without actually coming out. So you have to word things in a positive way though. You know what I mean? Providing positive reinforcement definitely helps. There was this new show that came on HBO recently called Euphoria that I really thought was kind of cool. Did you like it? Have you seen it? It's got like, a trans girl in it or whatever, and see their responses. If they're like, oh yeah, I want to watch that, or no, I don't like that. Then you can kind of gauge out the people that are more accepting of these kinds of things and those that are not, right? If someone is, in your school that is openly gay or not, or at work or something like that, and you want to privately message them on some kind of social media and be like, hey, I would love to talk about this with you sometime. A lot of times people like that are so happy to help. Something that I think is important is to start small. So tell one person, when you get that off your chest to that one person, you have a person that you can talk to about this, and then you have someone that knows, and it just feels so good. It's validating just to have someone that knows that about you. If they react negatively, then you move on and then they're out of your life and you tell someone else. I kind of started to express myself through video games and online before I even really told anyone. I would play World of Warcraft and meet people and talk to them on MSN Messenger or forums and now Reddit and stuff like that, where I would read what other people were doing, what other people were saying, and it just really did validate how I felt, and so it made it a whole lot easier. So meet people on online sites and Instagram and Reddit, and that's a great place for you to just kind of air out how you're feeling, talk about your situation at home, get advice for those kinds of things that's a little bit more personal, and honestly, the internet is a blessing in that sense, right? And then, number 3, positivity. You want to word your coming out in a positive way. I read this recently on a site that said, if you go into the conversation when you're coming out and say, hey, I wanted to tell you that I'm gay and I'm so happy with that, that the person that you're telling that to is more likely to respond in a positive way. But if you go into the conversation and you say, hey, I have to tell you something, so I'm gay. Like, they react to that emotion, right? So then they're like, fuck, man, I'm like, really? Whereas instead they're like, that's awesome. Like, it's the way that you word it. Now, obviously, not entirely, but it can definitely help if you word it in a positive way. Number 4, be patient with other people, especially, and yourself, right? So it feels like when you tell someone that they should immediately accept it and even better yet, encourage whatever you're doing or whatever you're coming out as. And sometimes that's just not gonna happen. People are people, right? You heard it here first, people. People are people. They take time to adapt to news and information. And sometimes when people are told things, we're selfish. We jump to ourselves. How does this affect us? Your parents, oh no, am I gonna have kids, right? Like, this is something that your mother has always wanted, is grandkids. And she thinks in her world that means that being gay means no grandkids, and that's not the case. She needs time to react, and a lot of times you just have to be patient and let them come around. Be positive, be encouraging, be resourceful, show them what you have to just be open and honest. In a lot of cases, like, it's just about taking the time and them taking time, and it eventually ends up working out. And this is not entirely about you, right? This feels like this is your coming out. So it is about you as well, but it's not only about you. It's about the people that you're telling too. And like I said, they're humans, right? So they are gonna react and have emotions, and sometimes it can be hurtful. The majority of people that I know that had parents or family members that reacted badly when they came out ended up at some point in life coming back around and wanting to be in their lives again and begging for forgiveness. So just be patient and be kind. Don't change who you are. You don't have to say, oh, okay, well, I'll try going to, conversion therapy camp, or like, I'll try being with women or anything like that. You do not have to budge on yourself. But at the same time, be patient and give them time, and and remember that everyone's human, right? Number 5, watch coming out stories on YouTube or coming out tips. They help a lot, honestly, just to hear how other people have come out and what other people have gone through. It's kind of like talking to someone in a way. You're getting someone's story, and you can just kind of get a feel for how it feels and what it looks like for other people, so that you can formulate your own opinions and ideas and do it for yourself. The comment sections for YouTube videos can also be a great place to make friends. There are people in those comment sections that are like, I'm struggling, what do I do? You could go in that comment section and say, hey, I'm also struggling, do you want to talk? And number 6. Number 6? Yeah, number 6. I cut my finger, oh my gosh. Never come out to someone in anger. And I read this one online too. This is such a good point. You never want to come out in spite, right? If your parents take something away from you, or, ground you, or catch you doing something that you shouldn't be doing, and you get in a fight and you say, yeah, well, I never told you, but I'm gay. Like, what a terrible connotation for you to come out on. There's no room for conversation here. There's no room for you to express yourself in a good way that you want to be expressed as, and you're gonna regret it. So don't ever come out angry, right? Take some time, deep breaths, do some meditation. I am a huge fan of meditation, just relaxing, calming your mind. If you haven't watched Netflix, A Guide to Meditation from Headspace, this is not sponsored, but I love it. Do it every day. So it definitely helps you center yourself. I'm also a huge fan of journaling to help relieve some anger and stress. So write it out. Works very well. Take your time. Don't do it when you're angry. You want to be in a good place when you do it, okay? I hope some of these tips help you. If you have tips for someone that may be struggling to come out, please put them in the comment section below. If you have a story about how you're afraid to come out or something, write in the comment section below. I'll try to read through, but there's so many people on here too that have even better advice than me. Just honestly, congratulations. I'm so proud of you for just being where you are. There's no hurry. Enjoy every moment that you're in right now. Be safe, okay? I don't want anyone getting hurt. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be making another video with like a house update soon. They're putting some touches on that. I just want to wait until those are done before I record the house update video. So then I'll show you. Like, look at this new chair. It's white and black. I'm ready to start gaming again, y'all. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Remember, never stop learning. Let me point with my Band-Aid thing.